So, I wanted to um, touch on a subject um, that very little people are doing, but if you're practicing celibacy or brahmacharya, as it's called in the yogic term, if you're practicing brahmacharya, I just saw a video. I forget what the guy's name is, but it was a good video, and it totally it's just you get a lot of aggression towards you, and like a lot of people attacking you. It's weird because when you practice brahmacharya for as long as I have, like celibacy, like I've been practicing on and off for over a decade, 10 years. For over 10 years, on and off. I've had girlfriends for a little while, but like on and off, I've been practicing for 10 years. And you find that a lot of guys, especially, but also girls too. Like you just start triggering people. You start triggering people because that the practice of brahmacharya makes you like really. It puts you out there. It makes your aura hard to resist and hard to ignore, and then so all that energy that is not being ignored, that's like just shining bright, and it's kind of like it's just impossible to ignore, and you know it's unavoidable, really. And like I recommend for anybody practicing brahmacharya to keep going. There's a lot of gifts and a lot of boons that happen when you practice brahmacharya. One is just you get more attractive, and you start attracting things, not well, probably less people than you think. Eventually, when you get to a point where it's just like, wow, like I've been practicing for over 10 years, you start attracting less women than you think, because these women, a lot of them are scared to come up to you, and like even if you come up to them, they're questioning why you're talking to them, and then so it gets a little convoluted, a little confusing as to why you're talking to them. Even if they're beautiful, they don't understand why you're talking to them, and then so anyways, you get a lot of aggressive people on the streets when you're walking around town. Trying to antagonize you, and like you get a lot of mimics, people copying what you do, copying your philosophy, copying the books you read, and going to the places where you go to frequent. And then so I've had that a lot. Men and women, in particular, going to the places that I frequent, and once they find out that you go to these places, they'll go there like every day, or whenever they can possibly go, and then they'll just observe you, and they won't even come up to you. I mean, especially when you've practiced for as long as I have, it just becomes this like really like it's kind of like a wall that builds around you, like an auric wall that makes women and men too. It's hard to come up to you, and then like of course, some of the guys, and well, there's guys too. Some of the guys that come up to you, they're outlandish, and they think that you would actually want to talk to them. And it's just like, wow, like normally I wouldn't talk to someone like you, and like and like and usually for my in my experience, like the people that do talk to me are people that I don't want to talk to. and then I think they're just so delusional that they just end up like being like really weird about the interaction. It's just like they keep asking you questions, and like it's just like I get it, but like I should be being paid. I should be getting paid for this. Like I should be getting paid for teaching you, or I should be getting paid for giving you opportunities or telling you how to do the things that I've done. And there's not a lot of people who want to do that. Um, and in a way, it's like you're setting yourself up to be isolated, In the beginning, yeah, there's a lot of relationship opportunities, but the more you practice, that's a hair. The more you practice, it's like these opportunities become more. Oh, this hair's in my face. The more you practice, like all these opportunities, they show up for what they really are, just like superficial opportunities, and like in a way you're changing your destiny. Like everyone has free will. Like I don't know if you don't believe in free will, that's something else, but like everyone has free will. You're given a set in the beginning of your life. You're giving a set list of things and attributes and characteristics that can help you along the way, which are fixed to an extent, and then your free will comes in, and then you can change to an extent how much you can change to an extent how much you can drive forward and change your destiny, just through habits, your thoughts, and then your words, and your actions, and then your habits, and then your destiny changes through 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 small actions, through small thoughts and stuff like that. But brahmacharya is a very big step forward. It changes your life significantly. It's a very powerful agent of change, and a lot of people will fight you for it. They'll fight your energy. I've been banned from a lot of places, a lot of stores, and like, why am I being banned? It's just like, you know they'll come up with any reason, because like you have rivals. You start getting like all these rivals, because your energy is so magnified that like these rivals are reacting to your energy. It's the to the pure energy that you have, because in a sense, brahmacharya purifies your auric field. It purifies who you are, purifies your body, purifies your mind and your spirit. It focuses you, and like you become like a weapon, uh, of a to change destiny. And a lot of people don't like that, because you walk around, after 10 years of practicing celibacy, you walk around and you see the same people doing the same things. And like that's not the case for me. Like I literally wrote, over I think it was I wrote over 17 books in the span of like 7 or 8 years. And probably less too, because like I started writing more seriously in 2019. And then so ever since 2000, all the way up to 2026, I guess that's 7 years. So 7 years I've written 17 books, published. My two books, my 15th and 16th book is coming out soon, and I released 19 albums. And no, and I put it's all because of the brahmacharya, the celibacy, because one, I don't have distractions, now I have even less distractions, because your action of abstaining from situations, from the physical relationships, helps you focus your habits. And then so for me, for instance, like how it affected me, like I stopped watching TV. I stopped listening to music. I stopped watching film. And then I just focused on the things that I want to accomplish. And then all that stuff just made me who I am now. And like, if you don't know me, I'm a famous celebrity, and so, not to toot my own horn or anything, but it changes you. It transforms your life into something that you would never imagine beforehand. And like I'm just telling you, because there's a lot of, I'm just warning you, there's aggression, but you should just ignore that. Just ignore that stuff, and like just go with what you are. Go, focus yourself on what's important, and then the rest will fall in line. There's always going to be rivals that are doing their own thing and they think they're doing something, but they're just wasting their life.